Airplanes hide secrets that most passengers will never know, and some of them could mean the difference between arriving safely and turning your dream trip into a nightmare. From a seat that might save your life to a drink you should never accept on board, there are hidden details that affect your health, wallet, and even your safety. And here's the twist. In the final secret, you'll discover a simple trick that can land you in business class without paying a single extra dollar. Today, I'm revealing 7 shocking truths airlines would rather you never learn. But be warned, once you hear secret number 7, you'll never look at an airplane the same way again. So before we dive in, hit that like button, subscribe, and tell me where you're watching from, because what you're about to discover could completely change the way you fly. Secret 1, the safest seat on the plane. Most travelers fight for the front rows. Others swear by the window. Some just want the aisle. But when it comes to survival, the smartest seat might be the one almost nobody wants. A study published by Time magazine, analyzing over 35 years of air crashes, revealed something staggering. Passengers in the rear of the plane have a 72% survival rate, compared to 62% in the front and just 56% in the middle section. That doesn't mean sitting up front is dangerous, but statistically, the back of the plane offers your best odds if the unthinkable happens. And here's the kicker. Within that rear section, the middle seat, yes, the cramped, uncomfortable one everyone hates, actually gives you the highest survival chance. So next time you're booking a flight, ask yourself this: would you rather have comfort or be on the right side of the statistics? Secret 2, the oxygen mask rule most people misunderstand. Everyone knows that moment before takeoff. The smiling flight attendant demonstrates how to use the oxygen mask and repeats the same line every time. Put yours on first before assisting others. We've all heard it, but almost no one realizes how serious that instruction actually is. In the rare event of cabin depressurization, and yes, it can happen, oxygen in the cabin disappears within seconds. At 35,000 feet, your brain simply can't function without help. Here's the scary part. You have less than 20 seconds before you lose consciousness. 20 seconds. That's the line between staying alive and blacking out without even realizing it. So if that moment ever comes, don't think, don't hesitate. Put the mask on yourself first, even before your child, spouse, or the elderly passenger next to you. Because if you pass out, you won't be able to help anyone else. And here's another fact most people don't know. The air flowing through that mask isn't pure oxygen. It's a carefully controlled mix, just enough to keep your brain functioning while the aircraft descends to a safe altitude. So remember this rule. It's not selfish, it's survival. In an emergency, you first, then everyone else. Secret 3, the hidden power of the air vent above your seat. Most travelers hate that little icy breeze blowing from above. Many people immediately twist it off. But what they don't realize is that tiny vent could be one of your biggest defenses against viruses and bacteria in the cabin. Here's why. When you keep the airstream aimed toward your chest, it forms an invisible barrier, a personal air curtain that pushes away droplets from coughs, sneezes, or even normal speech from people around you. It's not superstition, it's aerodynamics in science. Multiple studies have shown that this airflow actually deflects microscopic particles that could carry illnesses. Think about it. In a packed airplane, the air is constantly being recycled. Every cough, every sneeze, every word spoken can circulate through the cabin. That's when your vent becomes a shield. So if someone nearby starts coughing or sneezing, don't panic, and definitely don't hold your breath. Just turn that air vent on full blast, direct it towards your upper body, and let that invisible wall of air do its job. It could be the difference between arriving healthy at your destination or spending the next week sick in bed. This isn't paranoia, it's precaution. And those who know how the system works use it to their advantage every single flight. Secret 4, the hidden danger in your boarding pass. You've probably done it dozens of times. boarded the plane, tossed your boarding pass in the trash, or left it sitting on the tray table. Seems harmless, right? But that tiny piece of paper, or even the QR code on your phone, can expose more personal information than you imagine. Every boarding pass carries a code called PNR, short for Passenger Name Record. With just that code and your last name, anyone can access your flight itinerary, including your full name, email, phone number, passport data, payment details, and even your meal preferences. It sounds exaggerated, but it's real. There are public websites where all it takes is typing those two details to see your full travel profile. Seats, connections, times, everything. Now picture this. Someone picks up the boarding pass you dropped in the terminal, or snaps a photo of it on your lap while you're distracted. That stranger now holds the key to your identity, and you'll likely never know it happened. So here's the rule every smart traveler follows. Never leave your boarding pass behind. If it's physical, destroy it before you toss it. If it's digital, delete it once you land. Because that little slip of paper isn't just a ticket. It's a direct line to your private life. Secret 5. The ice that's dirtier than the airplane bathroom. Asking for a cold drink mid-flight feels innocent enough. Maybe a cup of ice water or a hot coffee to stay awake. But here's the uncomfortable truth. That refreshing ice might be filthier than the airplane toilet. Studies have shown that the water used on most planes for ice, coffee, or tea rarely comes from sealed bottles. Instead, it's drawn straight from the aircraft's internal water tanks that are almost never given a deep cleaning. In one investigation by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, about 15% of water samples taken from commercial aircraft tested positive for harmful bacteria, including strains capable of causing serious stomach infections. The reason? Those tanks are connected to long, dark, difficult-to-reach pipes that are rarely sanitized. Maintenance teams often postpone cleanings because they're time-consuming, and every delay means that same stagnant water keeps circulating flight after flight. So here's the smart traveler's move. Say no to ice. Avoid in-flight coffee or tea unless it's made from sealed bottled water. And if possible, bring your own bottle from the terminal, filled after you've passed security. Your stomach and your health will thank you later. Because sometimes the biggest danger on a plane isn't turbulence. It's the water in your cup. Secret 6. The secret sleep of pilots. It sounds impossible, but it's true. Pilots fall asleep during flights, and not just occasionally. A study by the British Airline Pilots Association found that over half of commercial pilots admitted to dozing off mid-flight. Even more alarming, many said that when they woke up, their co-pilot was asleep too. How does that even happen? Long-haul flights, time zone changes, relentless schedules, and the constant pressure of responsibility take a toll. Fatigue builds up, even with autopilot engaged. And the reality is, automation can't replace human awareness during takeoff, landing, or sudden emergencies. That's why modern long-range aircraft have hidden crew rest compartments, secret little rooms built into the plane, invisible to passengers. Usually tucked above first class or behind the cockpit, these tiny cabins have bunks, blankets, blackout curtains, and even seat belts, so pilots can nap safely while taking turns. But here's the catch. Not every flight manages those rotations perfectly. In 2021, a short 2-hour flight made headlines when the pilot overshot the destination by more than 100 kilometers because he had fallen asleep. So the next time you hear that calm voice saying, "We're cruising at 35,000 feet," just remember, the person speaking may already be counting the minutes until their secret nap break. Autopilot can keep the aircraft level, but when turbulence hits or an emergency unfolds, someone has to be awake and alert. So think twice before booking that red-eye flight. It might be cheaper, but it's also when the crew is most exhausted. Secret 7. The power of boarding last. Every traveler has seen it. The moment boarding begins, it's chaos. Announcements blare, and suddenly everyone rushes to the gate like it's a race for survival. People push, crowd, and line up for 20 minutes just to sit in the metal tube that isn't going anywhere yet. But here's the truth. That rush to board is one of the biggest mistakes passengers make. And the smartest travelers, the ones who've flown for years without stress, quietly do the opposite. They board last. It sounds strange, but it's smarter, calmer, and sometimes even more rewarding. If your seat is already assigned, what's the point of running? It's not going to disappear. When you wait until the end, the aisles are clear, the overhead bins are settled, and the chaos has passed. You stroll in peacefully, find your seat, and avoid the entire circus. But the real magic happens when flights are full. If there's an empty seat in business class, or if your original seat has a problem, guess who's often chosen for a free upgrade? That's right, the last aboard. And it doesn't stop there. When flights are overbooked, the final passengers might be offered cash, free miles, hotel stays, or even a future flight ticket just to take the next plane. Imagine earning free travel, simply because you waited 10 extra minutes. Plus, when you board last, you spend less time trapped in the cabin. While everyone else has been sitting for half an hour breathing recycled air, you're still walking around comfortably. And if you carry only a backpack or small bag, you can slip it right under the seat. No overhead space required. So next time the gate agent calls, Group 1, you may board, stay seated. Watch the crowd rush in. Then, when the noise fades and the line disappears, walk calmly forward, like someone who knows the real trick the airlines never mention. Because the most experienced travelers don't run to board first. They smile and board last. So, now you know. The secrets the airlines never wanted you to hear. From the safest seat on the plane to the ice you should never touch. These aren't just fun facts. They're quiet truths that can change the way you travel forever. Think about it. Every time you fly, you're trusting a machine, a crew, and a system that runs on details most passengers never notice. But now, you do. You know how to protect your data, how to avoid contamination, how to stay alert, and how to even turn timing into an advantage. Sometimes scoring a better seat, or even a free upgrade without spending a cent. Flying in 2025 is more unpredictable than ever, from tighter security checks to hidden health risks and overcrowded cabins. But when you understand how the system really works, you don't just survive air travel, you master it. So tell me in the comments, which of these 7 secrets shocked you the most? Was it the oxygen mask truth, the pilot naps, or the trick of boarding last? I read every comment myself, and I'm curious to know which one made you rethink the way you fly. If this video opened your eyes, make sure to subscribe to avoid flight bans and hit the notification bell, because the next episode exposes even bigger surprises inside airports and airlines that could save you time, money, and maybe even your safety. And remember, every smart traveler learns from the flight before them. The next time you step onto a plane, you'll walk in knowing what others don't. And that's the ultimate travel advantage.